Dan, thank you so much for being here with us today. It's really wonderful to have you here.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Thanks for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure to talk with you and to give back.
Awesome. Now, Dan, you've been a very, very successful student. You've got your own leadership coaching business now, and you're actually one of our Pro Coach mentors now as well, which is quite the achievement. So actually, I'd just like to give you a round of applause, and everyone else give Dan a round of applause, because that's a really cool pathway, right? I think that it's a goal for many pro coaches is to start their own business and then get to a position where you can actually start helping other people. And I'm sure that you can testify to this through mentoring. You actually keep on learning, right? You're mentoring and you're learning yourself.
Yeah, Matt. 100%. The mentoring, you learn so much as well, and you reinforce all the learnings that you've learned as well. Whether that's on niches, ideal clients, whatever it is, you're learning at the same time while you're helping someone.
Love it. So let's start, if it's okay.
Hmm.
Let's start with some brags. What would you like to brag about that you've achieved inside your business, maybe over the last 6 months, or just anything that you would like to share that is going to be an inspiration to other people here in TCI?
Yeah, all right, awesome. Let's do this. So this week is pretty much 2 years since I walked through the Matrix doors at TCI HQ.
Congratulations.
Thanks, appreciate it. So probably the biggest things for me is looking back. Like last year, I quit my full-time engineering career to become a full-time financial coach, and that's massive. That was massive. There's no way I thought I could do that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And also, I just want to acknowledge you that as an engineer, right, it's like your engineer brain is different to a coaching brain in a way. Like there's cross-contextualness, although that engineer mind, right, which is all about specificity and it's all about getting it right to make sure that everything operates. And then you're stepping into entrepreneur mind, entrepreneur world, right, which is actually kind of more like it's okay to make heaps of mistakes, which is different, right? You can't say to someone, hey, I'm going to build this thing and half of it's wrong, but it's all good because we're learning as we go. With it being an entrepreneur, it's completely different. How have you found that transition in your thinking?
That's been a huge challenge actually early on, because I had the employee mindset. I've been in a job for 10 plus years. So going from employee to entrepreneur, and that's what I kind of consider myself now, an entrepreneur. It's taken time. It's not something that just happens like that. It's been a gradual process to retrain my mind, to change my thinking to that of an entrepreneur, where it's okay to make mistakes, where it's okay to fail, because the more you fail, the more experience you get, the more you learn. So
totally.
It's just been a transition.
Awesome. Now, one of the things that we've been speaking about today is the importance of living our life and creating a lifestyle that we truly love and making our life about service, making it about contribution, and being able to choose the lifestyle that we want. What's the journey been like for you as when you first began working full-time as an engineer, transitioning into now your own business? What are you loving at the moment about running your own business and being able to serve and being able to live life on your terms? Like, what's really great about that at the moment for you?
It's funny you asked that, Matt, because I was just thinking about this just the last couple of days at the training we were in. I did my ideal average day exercise a couple of years ago, and then at this training we were kind of revisiting it, and I realized I'm living my ideal average day right now, like what I set. I've got the flexibility now in my life. I've got the freedom to create the schedule how I want to do it. And my business vision is live the life you love. And right now I'm truly living the life I love. And now I'm helping other people live a life that they truly love as well. So it's crazy to think back just in a couple of years, what I said I wanted to do, I'm doing that now. I'm living that ideal average day and a life I truly love.
Did you ever think that you would be able to say that? Like, if you just go back, say 5 years, what was your vision 5 years ago? Like, and how is it different? And yeah, did you ever think that you would just say what you just said right now?
Not a chance. Like if I look back 5 years, I was addicted to comfort. I was so stuck in my comfort zone, and I was very unhappy. Like I had some success outside of work, but in work and career, I was so unhappy, so addicted to comfort, so scared to try something new. So there's no way I could see myself now 5 years down the track doing what I'm doing now. No way. Not a chance.
What's that feel like, just to be able to even say that?
It feels amazing. I feel alive. I feel passionate. I'm smiling. Like I just feel like I'm a happy person now. I'm a grateful person. I wasn't like that. I didn't used to be like that.
Wow.
It's just changed my being.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
significant. And you said that you were addicted to comfort and you had to get out of that. Now, when you first joined TCI and you stepped into the Pro Coach program, did you have to change something about how you thought? What did you have to shift? Because if you're addicted to comfort, you can't be an entrepreneur, you can't run your own business, you can't be full-time, right? Which are all the things that you have right now. So what did you have to shift?
Well, if I look back to my very first weekend when I joined Fox, and I learned something very important there was two things actually. Are you interested or are you committed?
Right.
Say yes and work out how.
Yep.
And when I was at that Fox weekend, I knew this was the place I needed to be. And I knew I was committed and I knew I had to say yes and work out how. So on that third day of the Fox training, I said yes to myself. I said yes to my vision. And I went to Pro Coach straight away that weekend because I knew I was committed and this was the path I wanted to take. And yes, it was a huge step outside the comfort zone. And even my wife, well, she wasn't the wife at the time, I called her that night and she said, Daniel, you sound different. And I was like, oh. She literally said that, I remember it. And I was different. Something changed for me that weekend. And I took a huge step outside my comfort zone. And since then, I've just been taking more and more steps outside of it. And now my comfort zone has expanded and my life has expanded because of that.
It sounds like the thing that you did in that moment, it's a beautiful story. When you spoke to your wife and she said, you sound different. It sounds like what you did is you made a commitment to your goals. Am I right?
Exactly. Are you interested? Are you committed? I made that decision, that choice, that I was committed and this was the path I was going to take. And there was no looking back. I had enough of playing it safe, living in the comfort zone. It was time to move forward.
There is something significant about that moment. And for everyone that's watching at home right now, I just want you to reflect on if you have made that commitment decision yet. Because when we fully commit to our goals and our dreams, there's a shift inside us. It's the difference between saying, oh, this is cool and, maybe, and let me see how it goes. And it's that energy of waiting. And obviously you have just got married over the last couple of years as well, right? Right. And so that's another level of commitment, right? I think that the commitment that you make to your wife, it's the same as the commitment that you make to your goals. It's like, I'm in, right? You don't get married and you say, well, let's see how it goes. Let's, if this pans out well, we might have kids. It's I'm committed. Did you, just out of curiosity, because you've made two major commitments inside the last couple of years, did you feel, is there a correlation between those commitments? Like, am I speaking the right language in a sense where I'm saying the commitment to your goal is I'm not saying the commitment to your goal is more important than your wife. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But I just mean the psychology of the commitment. Is there some truth in that?
There is. And the way I would frame it, Matt, just this is good for my financial brain and stuff. It's like I'm a long-term person. I like playing long-term games with long-term people. And compound interest isn't just about money. It's about relationships. It's about career. It's about you as well. So those commitments, it's the long-term game to my wife, to my coaching business, to the future I want to create. And I know that the compound interest, getting 1% better each and every day, is going to add up to huge things down the track. So that's what it's all about for me, playing that long-term game with long-term people.
I really love that. I think it's a really healthy way to think, is the commitment to the long term. It's one of the things that I really want to help people with is don't just think about the year, commit to 10. Mm-hmm. Like at minimum, commit to this for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Because in 10 years time, I think anyone can get great at this. Anyone can get great at it. One of the things I love to talk about a lot is that it's not a race. It's just about getting there. And I think one of the worst things we can do is we can compare ourselves to other people and, well, that person's further along and I'm not as far along. And it's the wrong thing to think about. The thing to think about is are you committed to your goal and are you consistently growing? And like you said, it's like inevitably great things are going to happen because I'm committed to the long term.
Yeah, and I love that you brought that up, Matt, because it's been really important for me this year as well. I used to get really hung up on the outcome and the end results. But now I'm just detached from the outcome and I'm just really loving and enjoying the process. Nice. Loving each day as it comes and knowing that I'm going to get to that point. But it's not even about the point. It's just about the journey that I'm taking each and every day.
Nice. Now, one of the significant messages that I speak to all of our successful professional coaches about is the importance of the mindset of following the system, following the process, not reinventing the wheel. For so many of us, when we start a business, we're learning all of this new stuff. Yeah. But 95% of our successful students haven't learned business before. Mm-hmm. So they're stepping in and they're learning about marketing and about sales and generating leads and creating a full-time business. What's your journey been about when it comes to following systems? Did you do what I did in the beginning and waste a bit of time trying to work it out on your own and then work out how to do it better? What was your story?
Yes, very much like you, Matt. I tried to reinvent the wheel. I tried to do it myself. I tried to take bits of the system and then add my own little flavor to it. And, I was getting some results, mixed results. But then it got to a point and I was like, follow the system, Daniel. The books are here. The manuals are here. The systems are here. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. And once I started following the system, then I started getting more sustainable results and things started to improve.
Can you give me an example of something specifically? Like, what was it? Was it around sales? Was it around marketing? Was it around speaking? I know you've done our most advanced facilitation training. Like, what was it that's been really helpful just to be like, I don't have to know all the answers to this. TCI has worked it out. I can just follow their process. What's been the most impactful for you?
There's probably the biggest one is probably the Ultimate Business Success Guide, which they give you that awesome manual, which literally steps it out step by step what you need to do to have a 6K per year business. That's something I kind of neglected for the first year. And then like a year into it, I was like, this is literally telling me step by step what I need to do to have a thriving coaching business. And that's just one example. That's a massive one that sticks to my mind.
Epic. Yeah. Dan, if you could go back to you 2 years ago or even 3 years ago, and if you could give yourself some advice to speed this journey up, to get yourself committed earlier, what would you say?
Oh, big question. I would just say hang around with the people that have the results that you want and work with great mentors and coaches yourself.
Yeah, that's really solid advice. That's awesome. Dan, what would you say to someone who's watching this, who's inspired by your journey and is thinking about making more of a commitment to their journey and more of a commitment to their own business goals? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, are you interested or are you committed? And if you're committed to having a thriving coaching business, then Pro Coach is for you and you've got to go all in, because sometimes you have to go all in and burn your boats at the shore so that you can chase after your dreams and go for them. So are you interested or are you committed?
That's awesome, Dan. You're a legend. Congratulations on everything that you've done. It's just such a pleasure to have you on the team.
Thanks, Matt. Really appreciate all your support, all TCI support, and I wouldn't be here without you, mate.